Hello and welcome to the Java Batch podcast, where we discuss JSR 352, the Java Batch specification, and eventually its implementation in WebSphere Liberty. Jakarta Batch Extras, the JBarray Array Item Reader. We've been talking a lot about reading flat files in various formats, and essentially you can view the whole file as an array of whatever it is you're reading. Whether it's a CSV data or JSON or some syntax of your own, you've got a bunch of things that are basically the same in a fixed size set, which is pretty much an array. So that got me wondering what the Array Item Reader does. And it's pretty cool because it reads an array of whatever you want to give it. It's based on the resource property that gets injected from the JSL. You can point it to a file, or you can just give it some inline data enclosed in square brackets. Those square brackets are important. That's how it knows it isn't a file. Then the Array Item Reader will just crack that open and start reading things from it. By default, it assumes every entry is a string and will return them to you that way. But you can have it read some other primitive type or read some object type of your own. Probably the best way to understand it is to look at some examples in the prologue. I'm just going to steal the samples from the prologue to talk about here. The first one, the property name resource is defined as having a value square bracket A, comma B, comma C. And that array of three items will be read as strings, and you'll make three passes through the chunk loop. But what if you had numbers? Something like, a resource being defined as square bracket 1, comma 2, comma 3 without the quotes around the A, B, and C that I had before. And then you specify a property whose name is bean type, and the value is Java lang integer. Then the Array Item Reader will use the bean type value to figure out these are integers and read them, and pass them to the item processor as integer objects. That's an uppercase I integer. Or you could have some JSON, and here I'm simplifying the example in the code, where the bean type specifies a value of some object. In the example, it's org jbarray support IO movie. And the resource attribute has a value of square brackets, including curly brace enclosed name value pairs, like rank :1, title :number 1. And then here the application, the movie application in this case, will be used to map the JSON array entries, which I didn't have very many of in the example. And if you don't like in-stream data, then just drop the square brackets and put the data in a file. So value is movies2012.json. And then, of course, the bean type would be the same.